Hey everyone! Welcome to The Young and the Restless. I'm Jane, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Young and the Restless, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. Lily had always found solace in the quiet corners of her imagination, a place where reality blurred into something softer, more forgiving. Her bedroom was her sanctuary, a cocoon of pastel pinks and whites, with fairy lights strung lazily across the ceiling, casting delicate shadows that danced along the walls. It was here, in this carefully curated space, that she allowed herself to indulge in fantasies, some sweet, some daring, all of them hers alone. Lately, though, one particular fantasy had taken root in her mind, growing more vivid with each passing night. It began innocently enough, as these things often do, with a fleeting thought, a whispered curiosity about the sting of a cane against skin. She had read about it in books, seen it hinted at in films, and though she had never experienced it herself, the idea fascinated her. There was something about the contrast, the sharpness of pain against the warmth of pleasure, that intrigued her, a paradox she wanted to unravel. At first, it was just a thought, a passing fancy she entertained in the privacy of her own mind. She imagined the weight of the cane in her hand, the way it would feel to wield it, to control the intensity of each stroke. Then, as the fantasy deepened, she imagined herself on the other end, the recipient rather than the giver, and that was when things began to shift. The cane in her mind's eye was sleek, polished, a dark wood that gleamed under the soft glow of her bedroom lights. It was an object of both beauty and menace, and the duality thrilled her. She pictured it resting against the edge of her bed, waiting, while she knelt beside it, her heart pounding in anticipation. The fantasy was always the same at first, the slow, deliberate drag of the cane against her skin, the teasing pressure before the strike, the breathless moment of suspense. And then, the sharp, bright pain, followed by a warmth that spread through her, a strange kind of comfort in the aftermath. It was a game, a dance, a way to explore the edges of her own desires. But lately, the fantasy had begun to change. The cane no longer felt like a prop in a carefully controlled scenario, it had taken on a life of its own. The strokes came harder, faster, without the gentle build-up she had always imagined. The pain no longer melted into pleasure but lingered, sharp and unrelenting. In her mind, the cane was no longer something she could put down when she'd had enough. It was wielded by unseen hands, hands that didn't stop when she whispered, "Wait," hands that didn't care if she changed her mind. The fantasy had become something darker, something she didn't recognize. She tried to shake it off, to return to the version she had once enjoyed, but the images persisted, creeping into her thoughts at the most unexpected moments. She would be brushing her teeth, staring at her reflection in the mirror, and suddenly she'd see the cane there, resting against the sink, as real as the toothbrush in her hand. She'd blink, and it would be gone, but the unease remained. At night, the fantasy grew even more unsettling. She would wake in the dark, her skin prickling as if the cane had just grazed it, though she was alone in her room. The line between dream and reality had blurred, and she couldn't tell where one ended and the other began. The cane, once a symbol of controlled exploration, now felt like a threat, an intrusion into her safe space. She wondered if she had pushed too far, if her mind was punishing her for indulging in something she didn't fully understand. The more she tried to resist the fantasy, the more it clung to her, twisting into something she no longer wanted. She thought about talking to someone, but how could she explain something so intimate, so tangled? Would they understand, or would they judge her for the darkness that had taken hold? She felt isolated, trapped in her own mind, and the bedroom that had once been her refuge now felt like a cage. The fairy lights, once cheerful, cast shadows that seemed to stretch and warp, and the pastel walls felt suffocating. She couldn't escape the feeling that the cane was waiting for her, just out of sight, ready to make its presence known again. One evening, she sat on the edge of her bed, staring at the spot where she had always imagined the cane would rest. The air in the room felt heavy, charged with something she couldn't name. She reached out, her fingers trembling, half expecting to feel the smooth wood beneath her touch. Of course, there was nothing there. But the absence didn't bring relief, it only made the unease grow stronger. She lay back, closing her eyes, and tried to steady her breathing. Maybe if she faced the fantasy head-on, she could reclaim it, turn it back into something she controlled. She imagined the cane again, but this time, she pictured herself picking it up, holding it firmly in her hand. She would decide when it was used, how it was used. She would set the rules. For a moment, it worked. The fear receded, and she felt a flicker of the old excitement. But then, without warning, the image shifted. The cane was no longer in her hand, it was moving on its own, striking out with a will she couldn't counter. She gasped, her eyes flying open, her heart racing. The room was silent, but the echo of the imagined strike reverberated through her. She knew then that she couldn't outrun this. The fantasy had become something else entirely, something she didn't know how to handle. The next morning, she made a decision. She would strip her bedroom of everything that had once made it hers, erase the traces of the fantasies that had turned against her. She took down the fairy lights, packed away the pastel bedding, and painted the walls a stark, neutral white. It was a desperate attempt to reset, to reclaim her space from the unsettling thoughts that had invaded it. But as she stood in the middle of the now impersonal room, she realized the problem wasn't the bedroom at all. It was her own mind, the way it had taken something she once found thrilling and twisted it into something unrecognizable. The cane, the pain, the loss of control, they were all symbols of something deeper, something she couldn't yet name. She sat on the bare floor, hugging her knees to her chest, and let the tears come. Maybe this was what happened when fantasies crossed the line from playful to real, when the mind could no longer distinguish between the two. Or maybe it was a sign that she needed to confront something within herself, something she had been avoiding. Whatever it was, she knew she couldn't ignore it any longer. The fantasy had changed, and so had she. The question now was what she would do about it. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Lily Winter's bedroom fantasy of Kane Ashby may take an unexpected turn. Although Lily will share a passionate kiss with Damian Kane and declare she's ready for something new, it's evident she has some unresolved feelings for her former husband. Lily is attempting to tell herself that she is over Kane and everything they shared, but a profound connection like that does not simply fade away. Whether Lily admits it or not, she and Kane still have feelings for one another. During the week of July 7th to 11th, Lily may be forced to confront her history with Kane and the emotions she has been attempting to suppress. That's because Kane will appear in Lily's bedroom on the train, most likely through a dream. Of course, Kane may visit Lily behind closed doors, but it seems more likely that it will be a dream because she will be in her pajamas under the covers. Kane will be completely dressed in his imagined fantasy, yet he may press Lily to accept there is still something between them. Maybe in a dream state. Kane will tell Lily to stop fighting fate and admit she wants him as much as he wants her. However, if Kane appears and informs Lily that he is in danger, this dream could have a different function. Lily is aware of Kane's accusation that someone wants to kill him, which could also be relevant to this situation. Maybe this will become a nightmare if Kane provides a scary message regarding the killer's next step. Lily may awaken frightened and concerned that her dream foreshadowed disaster. Whatever the case, Lily will have a lot on her mind during the upcoming YNR episodes. The Aristotle Dumas revelation has upended Lily's existence, so she will continue to struggle with Kane's admissions and all of the memories that have been triggered. According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Lily may be even more drawn to Kane as the whodunit begins, so stay tuned for more stunning news and explosive scenes. According to the Young and the Restless teasers, Kane Ashby and Chelsea Lawson may have just gone through a chemistry test. Could this be a new coupling option if their true love reunions fail? Chelsea has rekindled her feelings for Adam Newman, who is said to have altered his ways. Adam may be on his best behavior right now, but that does not guarantee it will last. Chelsea and Adam have traveled down this romantic road several times before, but it never lasts. That is true for the majority of soap couples, as daytime programs must ultimately mix things up and try something fresh. In other words, Adam and Chelsea cannot remain in this idyllic cocoon indefinitely. When it comes to YNR romances, all good things must come to an end, thus Chelsea and Adam's relationship may implode. Meanwhile, Kane is determined to reunite with Lily Winters. Although we have no doubt that Lily and Kane will eventually reunite, it will most likely take some time. Lily is upset with Kane right now, so she believes all of this reunion talk is nonsense. Kane will strive hard to reclaim Lily, but there may come a time when he grows tired of the fight. Could Lily eventually push Kane into another woman's arms as she continues to push him away? Chelsea and Kane would be a romantic option to consider, especially after Kane's jabs at Adam in the July 2nd episode. It felt like the first hints of a Chelsea, Adam, and Kane love triangle, if the program decided to go there. Regardless, Kane and Chelsea exuded an intriguing atmosphere in those sequences, which included Chelsea fishing for information while Kane attempted to deflect her questions. It was an unusual interaction, and it could have been YNR's way of testing their chemistry as well. If Adam does something to drive Chelsea away while Kane begins to lose hope in resolving things with Lily, it may pave the path for something to happen between Kane and Chelsea sooner or later. Eric Braeden, who stars on The Young and the Restless, recently shared a personal moment with co-star Amelia Hindley on social media, giving fans a positive update. Continue reading to see the lovely photo. Meeting up in a restaurant. The two YNR actors encountered each other in a restaurant. After running into her, Eric Braeden posted a photo of them on Instagram. They were both dressed neatly but casually. Eric was pictured with his arm around Amelia. Both of them grinned at the camera. He captioned the image, "It was so nice to run into sweet Amelia at a local restaurant." CBS supporters flooded the comments with encouragement and affection. Of course, both are extremely popular on the show. As a result, they received numerous positive comments. One fan commented, "Wonderful people. Incredible acting. Congratulations to you both and the rest of the YNR family." Another user commented, "A very human picture with real human love and kindness between you." Dozens more others commented, including "I see you're starting your day in a great way," and "Admire and adore you both. Curious about the damage to their homes." The post also sparked curiosity about both stars' off-screen lives. One admirer inquired, "Do you have any news on rebuilding your home? Has Amelia and her family found a suitable home? Is she rebuilding, too?" The remark clearly alluded to the Los Angeles fire that destroyed Eric Braeden's home. Similarly, Amelia Hindley had her possessions ruined. Many stars did, including General Hospital's Cameron Matheson. Recent engaging posts. Braeden keeps fans involved on social media by releasing funny behind-the-scenes photos and teasing potential YNR and BNB crossovers with Torsten K. Earlier this year, Canadian fans praised him for a sentimental post that elicited a lot of responses after he was there for Comic-Con. Amelia Hindley, meanwhile, continues to dazzle as Victoria. In a 2-year-old story, we claimed that she was named Actor of the Week for her performances in a romantic power play scenario. Victoria Newsman's outstanding performances keep viewers faithful, whether she's conniving in the boardroom or dealing with complicated relationships. The numerous replies to their recent reunion demonstrated fans' affection and admiration for both daytime drama stars. While the serial itself is full of turmoil, their off-screen friendship has a genuine charm. Fans enjoy seeing the people behind the characters they've grown to love.